Hello again, everybody. This is Gary from Used to Be New Sports Cards and Collectibles. I'd like to welcome you to Volume 5 of what I call Opening My Mail. Basically, what I do, I buy sports cards. Right now, I'm buying a whole lot of baseball. I can't get enough of it. I buy the majority of them on eBay. I'll buy a few on Facebook Marketplace or, wherever else. I'll also pick up retail packs when I go out to the store and there's something interesting. I have a couple of hobby shops close that I do frequent, but I haven't had anything real special come out of those yet. They're smaller places. But anyhow, long story short, this video is basically going to be me opening up the mail that came today with all of the deliveries of random crap that I've purchased on eBay. So rather than stammering over my words and wasting any more time, I'm just going to get into it and let's see what the heck we got here. What I typically do, I don't spend a whole heck of a lot of money on eBay. I usually try to buy cards as inexpensive as possible. I buy prospects that I believe have a lot of upside, and because of that upside, I believe the cards will go up in value. A lot of times they'll give me an invoice with the cards, which is really cool because then I can tell you exactly what I paid for them. But if there's not an invoice included in the package, I'm not really able to do that because I order enough that it's hard to keep track of what's what. I may have to look into it and review the videos because I'm wondering now if I'm shooting 5 full videos of me opening cards with the same damn player. Or players, obviously. But anyhow, that's for another time. For tonight, we're just going to open some mail. See what all we got. At some point, I'm probably going to have to start selling. Just because, you don't need 25 Eloy Jimenez cards. I think I'll pull my personal collection aside and liquidate some of the extra stuff, which I'll probably just flip that money over into purchasing more cards. Okay, here's a first pack for today. So the first envelope for today. Where's this from? Winona, Texas. These cards made it to Canton, Ohio. From Winona, Texas. Let me cover these up a little bit. I'm sure everyone already saw the top card in here, which I'm trying not to destroy. There he is, folks. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 2017 Bowman Draft paper base card. I paid in the neighborhood of buck and change, $1.25 max for this. I've seen them going for $2 or $3, but I really I pay attention to what's going on and try to bid on auctions that end at oddball times. If it ends late at night, chances are there's nobody else that is awake watching the auction if it's ending at 5 o'clock in the morning. So a lot of times you can get stuff for a better price. If you're on at Sunday at 9 o'clock, it seems that everybody in the world is on eBay buying something. Wednesday morning at 4 a.m., very few people. Very few people. So if people are foolish enough to set an auction that ends at a time where they're going to get very little, people just aren't available to pay attention to it, you can definitely get stuff a little bit cheaper. And I try to do that. All right, card number 2 out of this pack from Texas. The Eloy Jimenez first Bowman. That's funny, I just said that. How many Eloy Jimenezes do you really need? But again, staying true to what I try to do, I'm not paying much for these cards. You know, I'm paying $1.25 for Vlad. I promise you, I'm not paying a full dollar for Eloy. At least not this one. You know, I'm some of the tops Eloys I think I've paid $1 for, but that's about it. Yeah, he started off with the Cubs. He's with the White Sox now. Had a rough first half of the year, but really picked it up. Well, got injured and then really picked it up in the second half of the year and just looked like the player you're supposed to look like all year. Another Eloy. I've probably opened or I shouldn't say packs. I've probably opened envelopes, mail, with 3, 4, 5 of these already in the short time I've been making these videos. So I won't spend too much time on it, but we got an Eloy Jimenez 219 Bowman draft. Again, the paper-based card, because I'm cheap. Maybe I shouldn't say I'm cheap. I guess I'm just broke. Okay, this next guy. Someone I just recently started investing in, but I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know what happened. But for some reason, people are all over Noelvi Marte. I don't know if it's because he's a Marte. You know, Cattell, these guys have had pretty good success in the big league. I don't know what the story is. I need to look him up and figure out what the hell's going on with this guy. But, yeah, this card I bought for 30 cents, something like that. But I bought it a few weeks ago. I realized, you know, at that point, hey, I got this card for 30 cents. There's a lot of buzz about this guy. I'm going to start seeing what I can do and start picking him up often and inexpensive. Well, what I found, the more I paid attention to old Noelvi, was that he went up rapidly the last couple weeks. I have no idea exactly why. I have to look. He may have done something in the Arizona Fall League, or I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not real educated on this particular player. I heard a heck of a lot of buzz, so I started grabbing him up because he was very cheap. And within a few days, he was no longer very cheap. I mean, for a guy that hasn't played in the big leagues at all yet, I think that card probably, if you got on eBay right now and look for it, it's going to be good luck getting it for less than $1. It was just 2 weeks ago I was getting these babies for 30 cents. All right, that's it for that pack. The other thing I'm trying to do, man, is I got to keep these videos fairly entertaining and fairly short. Personally, I'll sit there and watch an hour-long video of people opening cards, but I've got a problem. I know that most people probably don't do that. I know I'm probably not really interesting enough to keep everybody's attention for as long as what it's been taking me to open these cards. So I'm going to try to keep I've been hitting like the half-hour mark every time, and that is longer than what I want to be. I like start knocking these babies down to 15, 20 minutes, but we shall see. Oh, I didn't look. This wonderful package here came from Belmont, North Carolina. Belmont, North Carolina. Home of, I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you who lives in Belmont or is from Belmont. I'm sure there's somebody. Okay. We'll go through these one at a time. I'm going to cover them up like I'm opening a pack. It's a big reveal or something. Okay, card number 1. Topps Heritage. 2018 Atlanta Braves Rookie Stars. We've got Max Fried and Luis Gohara. You know, last season there was a lot of buzz about Gohara, but I don't believe... I know he was banged up to some degree, but I don't think he even pitched in the majors this year. And if he did, it was early in the season, then he was gone. But the gentleman on the other side of this card, Max Fried, you know, I don't know exactly what he did the last couple weeks of the season, but I know, you know, he had 16, 17 wins. The guy's got a curveball that is unhittable when it's on. The problem is when it's not on, it tends to walk out a lot of people. But I don't know if I would say he's a future ace. I just don't know if he has the stuff to be an ace. But I think he can have a pretty damn good career in the major leagues. So, again, if I find him cheap, I am investing. And obviously, these rookie stars card, top prospect, anything that's got multiple players on it, it's a double-edged sword. People want the card with just a player, the main guy, that's their rookie card. That's a one. But the way I look at it is this: you're buying a card like this for 20 cents. You're investing in two players, really. Because at 20 cents, it doesn't take much for the value to go up. Of course, you lose your ass. If it doesn't go up enough, you lose your ass between shipping and eBay fees to sell it. But that's how I justify this. Now I'm opening another. I'm not even done yet. Okay, here we go. The other pack. I'm sorry, the other card that came out of that delivery. The Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Topps Gallery rookie card. 2018 edition. I love this guy. I think he's incredible. He was average last year. He's also the brother of Yuli Gurriel. I'm sure anyone that's watching the baseball playoffs now are familiar with him. His younger brother. He came up 2 years ago and looked pretty average. I mean, the tools are there. He can hit for power. He can play the game, but he had a terrible average. Went on. He just looked very average. And he came up the first part of this year and played poorly enough that he actually got sent back down to the minor leagues. Well, I have no idea what they're feeding him in the minors, but when he got called back up, he basically destroyed baseball until he got hurt later on in the year and cost me a couple, cost me a place in a lot of my fantasy baseball leagues. Went from first to second and that kind of thing because he was just putting out, his production was incredible. And it was extended. This wasn't a little 3-week deal. This was, he looked great. Now, which Lourdes is going to show up next year, I don't know. But again, I'm banking on him. These Lourdes Gurriel Jr. cards, right now I would say are typically running me, they're a little bit more pricey than a lot of the crap that I buy. But I'm still getting them for 50 to 75 cents. Very rarely will I pay a full $1 for a Lourdes Gurriel. I can't even think of one that I would, unless it was an auto or something like that. That's another thing too. I think the autos and the relics are awesome, but I just don't have the money to focus my collecting on autos and relics. And I've been out of the hobby for 25 years. And just getting back into it, everything is so fresh to me. I mean, the base cards are just beautiful. I think these gallery cards are like made by Walmart or made by Topps, obviously, and distributed at Walmart. But I mean, I think they're awesome. When I was last collecting cards, there was no little rookie card patch on there either. I love that. It just, when you're like me, you're just getting back into it. And it just saves me a hell of a lot of time looking up exactly what was this guy's rookie, what cards considered his true rookie, blah, 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 blah. So, you get it. I think they're sweet. Next package. I tend to ramble in these videos, too. Feel free to, I don't know, turn it off, I guess. All right, this next one came all the way to Canton, Ohio from Lakeville, Minnesota. Let's see what in the Sam Hell I ordered from Minnesota. I highly doubt it's any Twins. Being in Canton, Ohio, I'm 60 miles south of Cleveland and lifelong diehard Cleveland Indians fan, which means I am not a Twins fan, other than Byron Buxton and Miguel Sano. But that's all fantasy baseball related. pretty good packaging job by the people who did, you know. You don't have to go overboard. You'll see some of the packages that I open are just ridiculous. They fold it in a piece of paper, folded the damn thing up, put it in there, tape the top of the top loader so the cards don't come flying out, and it's secure, man. And some of these people are like tearing apart cardboard boxes, and it's just insane. You'll see. We'll get one. I don't know if we'll get one today or not, but it's not rare. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm the guy buying all your base cards that no one else wants. Okay, let's see what we got in this batch. Like I said, I am going to have to be very conscious. I don't know if I'm just sitting here opening my mail every damn day, filming it, putting it on YouTube, and I'm opening up the same cards. So I'm definitely going to have to pay a little bit closer attention to that and make sure the content's even worth watching. But it's a process. I've only been doing it for 3 or 4 days now, so it'll come, I think. Anyhow, this little variety pack that I got, we're starting her off with the 2019 Bowman Prospect, Michael Chavis. I'm not going to give a bunch more analysis this episode because I know I'm just saying the same things every episode and repeating myself. But Chavis is a stud. He also got hurt and screwed up his season, man. He came up and looked like the best hitting prospect that the Red Sox had, and that's exactly what he was supposed to be. I think he's going to have a long future in Boston. Chavis cards. You see, obviously, I tend to get a lot of Bowman also. I buy a lot of tops in retail hobby packs. I open a lot of packs of tops, but it seems like when I'm perusing the eBay, if you will, I tend to lean towards the Bowman. I like the prospects. I like the real dark horses, and the Bowmans are cheaper. I mean, they're not. It's not that they don't have value, but they are definitely less expensive than the tops. So yeah, invest in Chavis. I'm not paying a buck. I mean, I'd say a pretty solid price, somewhere between 50 and 75 cents on him, depending on what the card is. And when I say that, obviously, it's situation. You know, if it's an auto or a refractor or any of that crap, it totally changes the entire thing. Anything is limited. I'm talking about the damn Bowman Prospects base paper card. Looking at these next cards that come out of the envelope, I know that I purchased that card as part of a Red Sox lot, obviously. A lot of guys will do that on eBay, and I think they're just trying to get rid of their commons, probably because they open 9 million packs of cards and are just overrun by commons. Yeah, what I was starting to say, what they'll do is they'll put up team lots. And what I'm finding is in most of these 12 card Red Sox team lot, whatever the hell it is, there will be one decent prospect, maybe another guy that has that rookie crest on his card, but isn't good. And then it's usually a bunch of like junk wax from the 90s. You know, oh yeah, you're going to get a Kenny Lofton, Albert Bell, Carlos Baerga, Jim Thome, Jose Ramirez, and Frankie Lindor, but they're not going to be worth a damn thing. But if you look, I do try to take the time to at least look whenever it's a lot, because something like this, I paid less than 50 cents. I got the Chavis that I would have paid 50 cents for anyhow, and threw in a couple J.D. Martinez, 900th year. But J.D. Martinez, also a stud, but I think that, I don't know, Father Time's catching up with him or something. I mean, he had a great year. I'm not saying he didn't have a great year, but I don't know. I don't feel great about him long term. He's going to, then again, people did say that about Edwin Diaz, so what the hell do I know? And the fourth card from my Boston Red Sox lot that I purchased from, where the hell were they? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We got the Mookie Betts 2019 Bowman paper base card. But it's Mookie Betts. It's a cool looking card. So anyhow, Mookie Betts, 2 J.D. Martinez, and the Chavis. Where you at, Chave? And the Chavis for certainly somewhere around 50 cents. The Chavis alone's worth that. The other ones are basically throw-ins. I'll probably just end up making junk team sets and selling them on eBay. Throw a Yastrzemski in there that's bent in half. A J.D. Martinez, a Mookie Betts, maybe some of those Mookie Betts inserts that are in the top packs now that people want to be nice, but they're just stupid, in my opinion. Okay, what do we got here? This is from, this little envelope here is from Capital Cards in Richwood, West Virginia. Let's see what the hell I bought from Capital Cards in Richwood, West Virginia. No idea. Another bargain bin deal that I just that I purchased because of the price. I knew that it was more valuable than what it sold for, so I went ahead and bought it. I already have one of these too. Certainly don't need two, but anyhow, sorry, and I'm not opening it on screen, but I'm trying to kind of hide what I got in these a little bit to have it be a nice surprise for you. Try to add a little drama to these videos, you know, trying to keep you tuning in, day out. It's just something that, I don't know, man. I'm just rambling about shit. Here's the deal. We got the Chipper Jones 1992 top prospects card. Yes, it's from the junk wax era. It's him and 4 other guys. Blah, blah. But at the end of the day, this is a very early Chipper Jones card, which makes it cool as hell. And Will Cordero, also, I think he played for the Indians for a very short time. He might have had one season. He was the veteran bat we brought in one year, and then he was average. I think that's Will Cordero, as I recall. Anyhow, here you go, man. 1992 top prospects. You'll notice shortstops. Chipper Jones was not a shortstop when he actually made it in the majors. He's a third baseman. But anyhow, very inexpensive. I know I bought this card. I think it was like 23 cents, something like that. The top loader's worth 10. I mean, can't go wrong. One thing most of the cards from that junk wax, anything in the late 80s, early 90s, the value's not moving on. They're not going up or down unless a guy gets elected into the Hall of Fame. Then you see a little spike, but the supply so far outweighs the demand that they're just not worth much. But I think that a prospect card of Chipper Jones is pretty freaking sweet. Another guy that I started to invest a lot into, and everyone caught up to it. I mean, everyone knows the name, I think. Anyone that follows baseball more than a casual fan probably knows the name. It's Casey Mize, Detroit Tigers. We got his Bowman Prospect 2019 card. This is the base edition. No bells, no whistles. Casey Mize. I think he will be up this coming season, and I think he's another one that has potential to be an ace. Him and Matt Manning. It'll be real interesting to see how that all goes down. But Casey Mize, highly, highly, highly thought of, highly hyped prospect. He should make some noise this year. He'll probably be on an innings limit. I don't know what his innings were last year. I don't look at that. But anyhow, Casey Mize, he's sweet. I started to say it earlier and then lost my train of thought. But when I first started buying Casey Mize, I was getting him cheap, 30 cents, 40 cents, occasionally 50 cents, whatever. And he's another one that over the last month or so, for some reason, has gone up a lot. I mean, good luck getting a Casey Mize for under $1 anymore. Which is just odd because it's not like there's anything going on right now that would spur any sort of rise in his market. All right, this baby is from Greenville, Ohio. This one stayed in state. Wonder what I got here. Got some Indians from 1984 that I got for a nickel. Oh, we were just talking about my boy, Noelvi Marte. We got the Noelvi Marte 2019 Bowman Platinum. He was signed by the Mariners last July as the number 7 international prospect. So, looking for big things, and so am I. We need you, Noelvi. I was a proud Ketel Marte owner this year. When everyone made fun of me, talk shit about Ketel Marte, and then he basically destroyed everybody. Another prospect. Well, actually, he's probably not a prospect anymore. But another guy I love, Carson Kelly, catcher for the Cardinals. He had his ups and downs. I mean, I think his batting, at the end of the year, his batting average was probably 220, something like that. But, man, when this guy was hot, he was something else. And he is young. He is good. He's been a top prospect his entire career. He's a real deal, man. And I believe he's going to get the opportunity to play. This card, what the hell's the year on this? 2017 Topps. He was with the Cardinals initially. They dealt him. He is now... Whoa. With the Cardinals, he was blocked. You got Yadi Molina, and the guy's 50 years old, but he's not going anywhere. So Carson Kelly was basically blocked until Yadi decides to retire and, in my opinion, go to the Hall of Fame. I know a lot of you don't believe that, but I think he should. Anyhow, let me get back to my boy Carson here. He was traded to the Diamondbacks. I'm trying to think who all was involved in that deal. St. Louis and the Diamondbacks. Man, I'm not going to get into it right now because I'm already pushing the half-hour mark. Anyhow, I got traded to the Diamondbacks. He started off the year playing a little bit under halftime. Splitting time with Alex Avila at catcher in Arizona. I can't even say that. He had a few weeks where he just dominated. Let me put it that way. But then by the end of the year, I feel like he was back in a timeshare. But he is the future at catcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Grab him now while you can. He's not that cheap either. I kind of feel like some people in the baseball card hobby overvalue catchers. Oh, it seems like almost like a fantasy baseball thing. Because at the end of the day, for a catcher to put up Hall of Fame numbers, even at the position, it's not an easy thing to do. And yet, I don't know. I get caught doing it. I prospect on catchers just because I feel like there's so few really good ones out there that if anyone's got Joey Bart's one, if anyone's got a chance to be really good, I'm so far up their ass that I don't know. Okay, last bit of mail for today. Thank goodness. is, I don't know what this is. It cost $1 to mail it here from Visalia, California. Oh, there we go. This would be one of the few times I've actually splurged and spent, I don't want to say real money because I believe I spent about $6 on this card, but one of my absolute favorite players, just see the condition on this card, doesn't look bad, doesn't look like something I would get graded. Got the 2013 Nolan Arenado rookie card. I realize this camera's shaking now, and I need to quit bumping it. I hope that has been going on the whole damn video. Anyhow, yeah, I broke my rule with the Arenado. He's one of my favorite players. I have him in as many fantasy leagues as possible, but I've got him in one of my keeper leagues. When I'd been out of baseball for several years. I played fantasy football, and that was about it. And it was one of those last-minute openings in a fantasy baseball team, and I inherited a team that had Nolan Arenado on its roster in a keeper league. Thank you, Billy Potts. I won't tell you the rest of the team. Eventually, I will tell you the rest of the team that I inherited from him, but it's pretty much ridiculously good, and I still can't win. But anyhow, long story short, Nolan Arenado is one of the guys that got me back into baseball 2 years ago. I love the guy. He's awesome. I just wish he stole bases, but what are you going to do? Nolan Arenado rookie. I think these are going, I'd have to look, man. I know I paid about $6 for this baby. I've seen graded ones, and when I say great, you know, 8s, 9s going for 10, but you may be able to get them even cheaper. I don't know. This card does look to be in pretty good shape. You know, there's obviously no serious damage, but the corners are a little soft. I mean, they're not, that's no gem mint card, I guess is what I'm saying. So therefore, we don't get it graded. It sits in the old personal collection. I've actually never gotten anything graded yet, but everything I'm reading, everything I'm seeing seems to lead you to the opinion that getting stuff graded is the way to go. You know, if you've got a card that's worth $1 and it's in truly in perfect gem mint condition, straight out of the pack, no flaws, no nothing, definitely accelerates the value of that card quite a bit. So I think that's the way to go. It's just so damn expensive. All right, I'm going to quit rambling. We're at the 33-minute mark. I wanted to be done like 10 minutes ago, and I didn't really even open that much shit. I just ran my mouth the whole time. That's it. That's all I got for you. If you enjoy this at all, drop a like. If you have any suggestions, like I said, I'm brand new at this. I don't know if I entertain the hell out of myself. I can watch my own videos all night long, but I don't know if it's appealing to you guys. So I have thick skin. Go ahead and drop whatever you need to drop in the comments. Tell me to quit rambling. Tell me I'm wrong about my assessment of these prospects. Whatever you got to do. But feel free. Comments, likes. I know there's only like 6 of you that actually watch these videos at this point, but it's a start. All right, that's it. Have a wonderful day, night, whatever the hell you got going on in your little world. And I'll catch you soon. Peace.